My people, you're welcome to another edition of Pro Basketball. Today, another hot debate is on the chopping block. You do not want to miss this one. My name is Slimore. I've got George and Teddy in the studio to do an interesting breakdown. Now, this whole debate stemming from 2016, in fact, 2015, when the Warriors Dynasty started, when Steph Curry, Klay Thompson, and Draymond Green started everything with the Warriors, and we knew what a dynasty they were. Now, you can't take that away from the Golden State Warriors. They are definitely one of the best teams we've seen in the NBA. You can compare them to maybe the 96 Bulls, what Michael Jordan did, but still, the Golden State Warriors are the number one team who made that regular season record, 73-9. So it started from 2015 when the dynasty started, when they won the NBA championship, of course, against the Cleveland Cavaliers and LeBron James. Then in 2016, they went to the OKC Thunder where they beat Kevin Durant, also made another finals. It was that year where Steph won the unanimous MVP, went into the finals, and unfortunately lost to LeBron James. That 3-1 comeback, nobody's going to forget. Then the next year, that's when they changed the whole landscape of the NBA, signing Kevin Durant, trading for Kevin Durant on the Warriors team, adding another MVP to Steph Curry. The whole league knew they were in trouble, and yes, they put us in a lot of trouble as the Golden State Warriors dominated for a whole 3 years. Then those 2 years winning back-to-back finals MVP for Kevin Durant, winning the championship for the Golden State Warriors, and of course, the whole brouhaha with Draymond Green happened, and then he had to leave. Then a lot of Warriors fans, and in fact, non-Warriors fans who didn't like the Warriors at the time, started the whole conversation. Who was the best player on that Warriors team? In fact, the dynasty. Was it Steph Curry? Was it Kevin Durant? So that's the debate on the chopping block. Did Kevin Durant actually carry Stephen Curry? George, I'll start with you on this one. It's a very controversial topic because before Kevin Durant, Steph was doing this thing. But Kevin Durant came and he took over. Do you think he did carry Steph Curry?
You see, I don't bow to the context that says that Kevin Durant carried Steph. When you put it in that context, it make it look like KD was the one doing everything. Stephen Curry didn't add up. But then I only bow to the context that says that did Kevin Durant help Stephen Curry? Yes, he did. Now, you look at what Stephen Curry did. Yes, he did help Kevin Durant in the situation. But let's profile Kevin Durant. You look at a 6'11" player. You look at how...
He's not 6'11". That guy did last 7 foot.
You look at a 6'11" player. You look at his skill set. You look at how he has elite handles. He's one of the great scorers. He's one of the elite shooters. You talk
one
about
of the greatest mid-range scorers.
How he could shoot free throws, mid-range assassin, the perimeter, and three-point shots. Now, let's profile him in his OKC days. You look at Kevin Durant, regular season, absolutely dominant. You look at the league MVP, 4-time scoring champ, so dominant in the regular season, but you compare him to the postseason. He's had inexplicable performances in the postseason that are kind of questionable as compared to what he does in the regular season. He's got good playoffs as well. But he enters into this Golden State Warriors side. He goes to 2017 finals win, 2018 finals win. What does that tell you? That tells you that he found himself in a good system. Now, this Warriors side, offensively and defensively, it was absolutely set. Because
Draymond was at his peak.
You look at what they were adding up on offense. You had a player like Stephen Curry, off the ball movements. His off the ball movements alone drags away players. Because you look at him at that time, he was an elite shooter. So when you're facing him, you feel like you don't want to leave Steph free. We've had clips whereby when Stephen Curry and Kevin Durant are coming on the offensive end, people don't want to guard KD. They rather turn their attention on Stephen Curry because when he kicks the ball out, he's going to shoot and make. When Stephen Curry crosses the ball with the ball in his hand, his movement alone drags like two players. Double team because you cannot leave him in a one-on-one situation.
The gravity alone.
Yes, so when what he did at that time on the offensive end, the system was working. And KD said, they helped elevate KD's game in the postseason. He said, thanks for elevating my game. Now I'm going to play on top of that level. I always say that winning a title is a collective work. But then, when the title is being won, there will be one player that will be pinpointed that it was because of your performances, it was because of your numbers, it was because of your presence that the team won. And who was that? That was Kevin Durant. You look at the start, 2017, 2018, he did absolutely great. It was a help me situation. But I think Kevin Durant helped them because you look at what he did. People only look at the offensive end. But when you look at what he did on the defensive end too, also, KD was absolutely class. And I think he being in the Warriors at that time made it a very deadly team because, bro, a team that on the offensive and having 3 elite shooters on the like defensive end, as well KD adding up to the defensive side, it was absolutely great. So I think he helped them. But when you make it in the contest, like, did he carry Stephen Curry? It makes it look like Curry didn't add up.
Exactly. Valid, solid point from George. Interesting submission there. Now, Curry, Durant, 2 offensive juggernauts, but I think what George stated was very important about Kevin Durant adding to the defense. Do you think KD really carried Steph?
First of all, I want to say that KD going to the Warriors is one of the most shameful, if not the most shameful thing that happened to the NBA. So Thunder and KD meet the Warriors in the conference finals. You are up by 3-1, and then
blow the lead.
Warriors make it 3-2, 3-3, 4-3, and then you are out. That same postseason, you announce that you are going to the Bay Area. You are joining Warriors. Despicable. We are moving from there, and I'm not going to act like KD is not one of the best scorers in the NBA. He's not one of the best all-round basketball players in the NBA now. But if you talk about someone carrying a team, that is LeBron and Cavs, leading the team in assists, leading the team in points per game. That is what we call carrying. That is carrying. And let's look at the numbers in the 2017 in the regular season, 82 games. KD had 26.4 points per game. Steph Curry, 26.4 points per game. So they average the same number of points per game. 2018, KD had 26 points per game. And Steph Curry had 27 points per game. You can't tell me. And you see, there's this thing where it's like, because he took the finals MVP, it looks like he actually like carried the team. It's just 4 games. First round, second round, conference.
And in that first one, they actually gentleman swept LeBron and the Cavs. So it was 4-1 in that series.
You see, it's just 4 games, just 4 teams, and then that's it. But Steph Curry has been consistent in 82 games. In the first year, they tied in points per game. The next year, Steph Curry led in that position. You can't tell me that he carried him. It's not possible. Now let's talk about pre-KD and post-KD. Before KD, Steph Curry did it. He entered.
But he didn't win finals MVP.
Relax.
It's not really about taking the finals MVP.
I'm not cutting him. When you are saying pre-Durant, somebody could also argue that he faced the Cavs side that had Kyrie Irving out, Kendrick Perkins, Kevin Love.
We don't really care about the injuries. No, we don't really care about injuries. I don't really care about injuries.
So you also have to put in that situation, because if that Warriors side had faced the Cavs side that had LeBron playing on top of his peak, Kevin Love, Kyrie.
We don't care about
Kyrie has been playing this. Kyrie played this peak basketball in the Cavs and the playoffs. Post-Cavs and post-Cavs playoffs, he's not been LA. So if Kyrie Irving was in that team 2015, do you think it would have been easy? So when you make that argument pre-Durant, I don't buy that, because he faced the team that was handicapped.
No, look, when you injuries are part of the game. They are the what ifs.
But one could make an argument for Durant in the sense that in 2019, they faced the Toronto Raptors. And in that finals, Durant went injured.
Yes.
It was Steph alone, and he couldn't get the job done. So it made it feel like without Durant, they couldn't win. But then you could also make an argument for Steph. 2021 finals against, of course, his very own Boston Celtics. Without Durant,
what people
Steph winning finals
MVP. 2019, he didn't win when KD was sidelined after game 1.
Yeah.
2020, KD left. Klay Thompson, injury. What happened? Did they make the bubble? No. 2021, Klay Thompson is not back. Didn't even make the playoffs. They lost to Lakers. Second round against Grizzlies, they also lost. 2022, he had Klay back, an informed Jordan Poole. He had Andrew
Clay
Wiggins.
was handicapped. Clay wasn't at his.
He was coming back from
an injury, so he wasn't.
He had him back in 2022. You look at Klay Thompson also. In that wasn't not that year that he made those high threes as well. You had an informed Jordan Poole. You had Andrew Wiggins.
The year he broke the 3-point scoring record.
It was like if Stephen Curry has that players that provide the offensive weight, being sidelined to injury, he cannot do the work alone. That's why I said it's a collective work. It's a help me, I help you situation. But then there will be one player to be pinpointed that it was because of your performances. And that was Kevin Durant.
Exactly. So now in 2016, the Warriors were the greatest regular season team we had ever seen, 73-9. And then they went to the finals, lost to LeBron James and Kyrie. 3-1. Then they had the chance to face Kyrie and LeBron again. But this time, they went to Kevin Durant and they absolutely beat them. Do you think without Kevin Durant, Steph could have beat the Cavs with LeBron and Kyrie healthy?
You see, that's why I always say it was Stephen Curry was also doing something. But then, you look at Kevin Durant, you look at what he added. People only look at the offensive end, but bro was doing something on the defensive end as well. Take Kevin Durant out of that team, and Cavs will also obliterate them. So Kevin Durant was the difference.
Wow. Teddy, I'll come to you on the final one. We've seen the Warriors go from being the greatest dynasty ever with Kevin Durant on the team, and now we are speaking of Durant, Stephen Curry winning his first ever Finals MVP, because before that it was a knock on him. And I remember the championship celebrations. Steph clearly said, "What are they going to say now?" Because the narrative was there. KD carried you. You can't win the Finals MVP. You can't carry your own team to a championship. And in that year also, 2015, Iguodala won the Finals MVP. But the year which Stephen Curry won the Finals MVP, do you think that cemented his status as him being the best Warriors player in that run?
Absolutely. Absolutely. And you see, it was that weight on his shoulder that he needed to clear, in a sense where that narrative would have run his whole life. Anytime you talk about Steph Curry, talk about the Golden State, you are going to talk about the Steph Curry, the Kevin Durant factor that he was carried. But then you see, like the question you asked, that if it was not
Without-
for KD,
yeah,
without
without
KD,
KD,
would they have won against the
LeBron and
Cavs?
Kyrie.
It wouldn't have been possible, because the year before we saw what happened. Now KD came in, and KD was like, there's always in the NBA, there's always that thing where you need players to help you. You are good, but then there's always that an extra help you need. So KD was that extra help. But then to say and hit your chest and say that Kevin Durant carried Steph Curry, it's a lie. It's never true.
Absolutely.
It's never true anywhere.
If you want to push the agenda out there, like that one, KD carries Steph, I'll second it. But when you sit down to put facts out there,
it doesn't work.
You have to put it in the context that did Kevin Durant help Steph? And I absolutely agree with that.
If help, yes. But carried, no.
Well, the argument is a very interesting one. I think today we've been at an impasse where it seems like both of these guys are agreeing. Now, one thing we'll have to agree on is Steph is one of the most humble superstars. Now, when KD was joining the Warriors, Steph was unanimous MVP. Unanimous. We had never seen that before, and we are not seeing it now, where all the voters chose Stephen Curry as the best player in the league. And he opened the doors for another MVP to come and, in fact, take all the shine, winning Finals MVP, winning regular season MVP. So definitely Steph was great for doing that. So definitely what they had was something special. Seeing the Warriors then, it was hurting to see them, what they did to some teams, because it was just crazy. The Warriors Dynasty will surely live on as one of the greatest of all time. Steph coming with the gravity, you having to pick him from half court, leaving sometimes Kevin Durant wide open under the rim. That was the first time I was ever seeing that. Kevin Durant at the OKC Thunder never had that with Russell Westbrook, and we saw what the Warriors did. That was the argument on the table. Let me know in the comment section what you think. Do you think Kevin Durant was genuinely the best player during that span, or was it Stephen Curry? I know there will be split decisions in the comment section. That's why we love the NBA and all of these debates. John say you get back, so you finish playing the ball before we go.
So you see, I told my mom, say I dey go watch Giannis them backs for the Legon Koto. When she best me see, I go pick her. I don't say me, I'm working.
Oh, this is what we had. This is what we had. So far, the 30 we sideline now. All in bars we work. So yeah, that's how we'll draw the curtains out for today. Very interesting conversation. Make sure to subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Leave a like on the video. More content coming on Pro Basketball. Stay tuned.